Episode 3, huh?
Yeah, this is episode 3. Welcome to Low Effort, High Yield. I remember the name of the podcast this time. So
You got it.
let's
Nailed
start.
it.
Easiest podcast of my life. The fuck were you just bitching about? You're asking me if I've ever had a problem losing lighters, and that's a no. I don't smoke anything.
Yeah, no, it's more about when you have something in your hand, you just use the fucking thing. You set it down, and now it is gone. You maybe a minute. I think for me, it was literally 15 seconds. I set the thing down. I was like, where did it go?
No. Mostly because wasting time is one of my biggest pet peeves.
Oh. So just out of sheer fuck youism.
Yeah, there's not like I'm better than people. It's more of I've done that before, and the one mistake was enough for me to mitigate it with some sort of system. So
man, you really are the goddamn Batman.
I have a key rack. When I get home, I put my keys on the key rack every time.
That's where they go now.
Yeah.
No bullshit. Get it done.
Yeah, when I go to my bedroom, there's a specific spot for my sunglasses, AirPods, wallet, and phone.
Do you have a wireless charger in that little spot?
I don't. I have one at the office.
You need to get one.
And they kick ass.
Yeah.
I should probably just buy one.
Could have been a fucking Christmas present. Didn't know that. Now I know it.
Yeah, you could have gotten that. I didn't get you anything either, so it's whatever.
Yeah, it's all good, baby.
Next year we'll do some cool shit because we'll remember all this finally.
Right?
Yeah. It's funny. So we were talking about lighters and stuff, and
and losing them.
Yeah, and for people who aren't Texans, Texas legalized what's called Delta 8 THC under this hemp bill. Little loophole if you want to get high. You can just go to the store. You can go to the store and you can buy. It just gets you high like weed. I've heard it's.
I mean, you can get it across the gamut too. You can get
some
flour,
states it's illegal.
Concentrates.
Oh yeah, you're talking about that. Yeah. You can get it in every form. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So we went to 1 in a Million on.
Juan and a Million.
Saturday.
I love that fucking restaurant, dude.
I love one, dude. So the hardest thing about going this time was that everyone was getting tacos and Don Juans and stuff, and eating chips and salsa. And I told you I've been eating stupid clean.
Right.
No chips and salsa for me.
No, you skipped it?
Skip the chips and salsa. Dude, I can't.
You didn't do the trick where you're like, that's plant matter. That counts.
No, dude.
Right on.
I can't bullshit myself. I am as imagine how stubborn I am and stuck in my ways I am when I'm talking to people, but amplify that times 10 when it's me talking to myself.
You really are the fucking Batman, dude.
It is
the goddamn Batman.
The worst. So I can't justify it because I know I'm just bullshitting. And I mean it's true. I know how I think.
Yeah, fair enough.
I know what happens. I can convince myself and I know better. And
cool.
So yeah, no chips and salsa, and that was a bummer, and no Don Juan.
Oh, that was a good move though. I actually bro, the last time we were in Austin, it was me, you, and Jordan at Don Juan's, right? I was like, these little men are going to kill themselves before they can get these 10 years on me. This is a lot of goddamn food.
It's like a pound of taco for $6.50.
It is huge, dude. There's nothing like it there's nothing like it, dude. Yeah. There's nothing like it. It's just a huge plate of, oh my God, this can feed 4 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and turns out they might be nickel and diming people on coffee, so careful on those refills.
Shit. That's, you know what though? It wasn't bad. And I actually would expect them to do that at a real Mexican restaurant. Let's be real.
I don't know. Can't say. I don't order a lot of coffee. But I know that because there's always the how do we want to pay? And someone said, let's just pay one tab and we'll just have everybody Venmo. And I was like, okay, I'll bite the bullet. So I pay for what was close to $70 at 1 in a Million.
Right, not bad.
For 4 people. And then we started breaking it down by what we ordered. I'm a nerd, dude. I'll fucking
Yeah,
so you get my
course.
order, I had water, I had a taco salad, I know what they cost, I add
within
the tax
15
onto
minutes
it.
of taking the receipt, you had graphics. You had a fucking bar chart or pie chart.
Yeah, I just want people to know, like, hey, here's what you owe me. Because, dude, people can be really bad about saying, yeah, let's just, like, one person pay for it and we'll all just Venmo, and then they don't do it.
Right.
Or, like, splitting Ubers and stuff. Like, that's the worst one. When you're really drunk late at night, it's 2 a.m., you're getting an Uber home, and everyone's like, yeah, we'll just figure it out later. That's code for I don't want to pay for it. Right. So
dude, New Year's Eve was the first time I'd ever like gone into that realm of I'm gonna split some shit with this motherfucker. Like I know what's coming, and trying to tally a budget IRL, but also being like, I got this, man. Like I wasn't, because dude, the peak charges on that shit. I think this might be the second time we talked about it, but it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I think we paid. Anyway, did we pay $50 or $75 to go home?
It was like it was 55 easy, at least 55.
Yeah.
You might have been that guy that threw a $20 tip. Although if I were a betting man, I'd say no.
On the Uber, no.
Yeah.
I tip bartenders really high. Like today, I had a $20 tab. I tipped 50%.
Right on, man.
I mean, I also knew the girl, so there's that. And then, just in general, that job doesn't look fun.
Bro, I do the same. And one time I hadn't been into this pool hall that out here in Arlington in like 10 years, dude.
Yeah.
And that would have been like damn near toward the end of my nursing career, where I had some money to spend and flex a little bit, right? And I would always put it on the bartender, right? And it was a place called Rusty's. If you're in Arlington or North Texas, it was a place called Rusty's, and they used to ring a bell whenever shit like that would happen, right?
Yeah.
And I would do it just to embarrass the people who were still there whenever I left or whatever.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker remembered me. He's like, damn, dude, didn't you used to come back here all the time? I was like, what? He goes, if I had the bell, I would ring that motherfucker for you right now. I was like, wow, dude, no way.
You walked in and said, shit, it's big tippins.
Normally you would think this guy was bullshitting somebody, but goddamn it, like I look like Hagrid, dude. I'm very recognizable in a crowd.
People are like, that guy. It's not easy to forget you.
Right.
You can't just blend. That's unfortunate.
So I was like, damn, this guy. You know what? That's for real. You're right about that. You can't just blend. Everywhere you go, you're like, hello, little people. That's hilarious. I took my daughter, 5'9". We went out to the mall today for a very short incursion just to hit the restroom because I'm an asshole, right? No, really, we hit the Daiso next door, but then we went into the mall to use the restroom. And as we're walking around, we're like avoiding crowds and shit. And Kira's like, damn, people are tiny. I'm like, no, baby, you are huge.
Yeah,
welcome to the Bean Pool.
Kira's taller than me, right?
Dude, she's 5'9", easy. I guess if she stood up straight, she'd probably hit that 5'10".
Yeah, she's about to be taller than me then. That's nuts. Yeah,
right?
I'm easy to blend in with crowds. Easy.
That's, you know what we should do one day?
Very generic face.
We should both get we should both hold on a minute. I'm just laughing at what this is going to look like. But we should both get head-mounted GoPros and go somewhere crowded and see what the difference is between us. Because I really want to know what the world looks like from your point of view.
That's the dumbest fucking idea.
No, it's hilarious.
No,
I mean, really.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay, it is dumb. It is dumb because the inspiration from it was all these weird like tourism videos or whatever, these different stores in Japan, right? But I do wonder, like, what does it look like from less than 6 foot height?
I don't know.
Because it's a whole different thing.
You won't catch me like with a head-mounted GoPro though.
How about a chesty?
Not even.
Shit.
I don't even like taking videos in public.
How about spy glasses? Like you have sunglasses that the Ray-Bans. Let's get some of them motherfucking Ray-Bans.
If you can get me some Ray-Bans that look like my Ray-Bans that also record in HD, I'm down.
Okay, cool. I think they're about to release some 720p dual lens, so you can do some augmented reality / VR shit.
That's the ugliest of the HDs. That's basically standard definition.
Híjole. It is, but I mean, there's nothing out there like it. Like,
right.
What are you gonna do?
We just gotta keep waiting. Anyway, we left 1 in a million, and we went to they call them CBD stores, and we stopped over at the one on the corner. And I was perusing.
The one that was closed when I was there.
It might have been closed when you were there last time. But I asked the guy. I was like, yo. I was like, tell me a little bit about this. And he was like, well, we actually sell Delta 9 now. And I was like, isn't that like the real deal? Isn't that illegal? And he was like, actually, under the hemp bill, the product can have, it's like 0.3% Delta 9 THC in it. Mm-hmm. So he's like, grab that bottle next to you and then grab a Delta 9 bottle. So I picked up the Delta 8 one, super light. picked up the Delta 9 one. Fucking heavy. And he was like, each one of those gummies, 0.3% of the gummy is a pretty significant amount of Delta 9 THC.
Oh, genius.
I was like, well, shit. Makes sense. I just think it's crazy.
I mean, the B side is it costs so much money to test whether something is Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10.
That's what I've heard. And that's why... why is it even illegal at this point? Because my next question...
Texas?
Yeah, it's stupid. But my next question to him was like, okay. I was like, is it taxed the same, like, sales tax for Texas? He said, yep. He said, I'm not complaining about it. Because everywhere else I've heard, in your typical legal states, isn't it like 25%?
Oh, yeah, it is a ridiculous tax going on there. You know what? We might have just answered our own damn question. The men with the resources to open these places understand that without regulation, they're going to make more money because of less taxes.
Probably. I mean, dude, if you have someone taking like 18% less, of your sale, then yeah, you can actually use that to pay shit that matters for your company. Fuck.
One of the most successful farms in Texas is they go on something veterans. They know how to play the game.
They're in Austin. Hometown Heroes. Yeah? They advertise a lot.
There it is. Hometown Heroes. Yeah. All about the vets.
They were the ones when they... So, like, Delta 8 was legal in Texas for a long-ass time. And then one day they just came out and said, like, yeah, this shit's illegal. It's been illegal. I think... And I'd even, like, made a timeline to establish, like, what the hell was going on. And the timeline's probably, like, somewhere in a chat you and I have. But the whole timeline was just, like, it made no sense and just made... lawmakers in Texas look kind of dumb.
Yeah, because the boil down is they're like, oh man, that's going to cost too much money. I guess we'll just let it ride, and on the municipal level, and then it was like on the regional and then the state legislation level, they also agreed. Yeah, that test is going to cost too much. I guess we really want law enforcement to continue to do what they've been doing. But we understand how these folks are coming about their decisions, right? That was kind of how it was at first handled. And then, like, good old boys were like, well, hot damn, I guess we're good to go. And then they're like, but also, no, the shit's still illegal.
Yeah, and everybody was freaking out. Because everyone had, like used credit cards to buy them. And
right.
Even dude, store owners.
Right. And then all the other bullshit with, like, Venmo and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of which, I saw this funny thread on Reddit. Where I guess Venmo is now requiring you to report any goods and sale or goods and services taxes.
All places that would, like, everything from Venmo to Cash App to Zelle, all of them. Once you hit the $600 mark, they are required to send you a 1099 at the end of the year to declare your income from that app.
But don't you have to mark it specifically when you're making a transaction that it's for a good or service?
Not anymore.
That's stupid, because we pay our rent and a lot of shit through Venmo.
Right. This is going to be the new big problem. You're going to experience some of that pre-internet bullshit, man. You're going to be out there looking for cash.
Cash is so fucking dumb. Like, think about it. Mm-hmm. Wake up, sheeple. Listen. You're worshipping paper. I just hand you something and I tell you it's worth $20, and you're like, yep, we all agreed on it. You know how fucking dumb that is?
How is that any different from I just sent you a text that was worth money, boy?
Exactly, dude. I'm going to start handing out tissue paper.
But
I'm going to hand out some tissue paper and say, no, trust me, this is worth $50. If you and I both agree it is, then
that's what it is, man.
That's what it's worth.
So we're going into full-on John Wick universe.
Hell, dude, coins. Take us back to gold coins. Mm-hmm. I'm there for it.
Coins, but with your own, like, stamped head or whatever. Like,
coins are way cooler than paper
my
money.
Coin, way heavier, man.
True, but it looks way cooler when you buy stuff.
True, or when you pay a mercenary to take out your enemy, and you just, like, toss a bag of coins at him, boom.
That happened out here. Some dude that owned a car dealership had his wife killed.
Are you fucking serious right now?
Yeah, dude. I think it was someone in the Charles Mond family. Had an affair, and the girl he was having an affair with, her boyfriend found out, and then they blackmailed him, saying they were going to tell his wife. I forgot what they asked for. I think it was like $100,000 or something. Maybe it was a lot more. Damn. I don't fucking remember. But instead, the guy went on some search for a hitman, found two guys, and the two guys actually like stalked those people, followed them, killed them, and then dumped their body in like a junkyard or something like that.
This guy hit the fucking jackpot on hitman?
Yeah, he got a real hitman. I think it was a guy that was like marked as a security service.
Damn.
Like his legitimate business was a security service.
Yeah.
I think he used to be like IDF or something like that.
Security and logistics.
Yeah, right. And then after the murder, he left a Google review saying like how good of a job he does.
Wow.
And that's how they traced it all back.
No way. What a narc.
Rich people are fucking dumb sometimes. It's insane.
And in his mind, he's like, I'm going to do this bloke a good one. Hey, mate, if you're looking for a professional, look for this guy. He's professional.
Yeah.
And he's going to think he's doing the right thing. That's so crazy.
Hey, real quick, just on your feet right now. No research, no Googling. Mm-hmm. You got to hire a hitman and like pay him and have it all finished. Like, what are your steps?
Fuck me, dude. All right. I'm going to look for a couple of plugs. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Hey, man, do you know where I can get some insert street drug here?
Yeah.
And then through that conversation, through those interactions over maybe a course of a month, right? And a certain amount of money that I would spend, right? I would be like, so listen, what do you got any shooters on deck? Like, how's that work? Actually, I'd first go for the firearm and try to figure out how that shit works. And then I would go with who the shooters, you know what I mean? And then like see how I can feel that out based on, and I'm talking this, dude, I don't know how much time I got to work with. It would take at least a year of like,
let's say you didn't have a year. Let's put on some pressure. Let's say like same situation, you're being blackmailed.
Bruh.
You can't drag it out too long. You can probably drag it out within reason. 2 weeks.
It would be similar. Oh man. Okay, then. No, I don't know how I would do it. Like a long con, I could probably figure it out. 2 weeks.
Yeah, like
bro.
Okay, because think about it. I'm blackmailing.
Maybe if I'm that desperate, if I'm so desperate that I have to have this person destroyed, or else I'm going to be destroyed.
Yeah. Let's say I had some serious dirt, and I was going to tell your wife, and it was going to fucking destroy your marriage. Like lose the kid, everything.
I wouldn't kill you over that. I wouldn't kill you over that. It'd have to be something like I'm gonna die, or I don't know, dude. But like the best would be maybe get a solid like bag of coins worth about 5K USD and head out to like homeless camps and then find like maybe 10 different people who would do the hit for $500 if they're capable mentally, or maybe that one that could do it for 5K. Something like that.
Okay.
That's as dark and crazy as my mind can go on that shit.
Yeah. I hear you. I think I'd probably research. I'd probably hop on some onion networks first and like.
Oh man, that's some next gen tech shit. Yeah, you got me sound like an old man out here. Go ahead, young blood. What's up?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have a problem with. That's a real trust, dude. Okay, so like if put me in that situation in your scenario, I'm in a homeless camp.
You got 2 weeks.
You're gonna offer me $5,000. What's the stipulation? Like half now, half when I finish, half or full payment right now, and then I'll take care of it.
Nah, man, we break that bitch into fifths.
Fifths.
It depends, yeah, hell yeah. What are you talking about? $1,000 at a time. That's a good little carrot.
How many times? Why do you got to meet so many times?
This motherfucker has to get cleaned up. I got to get him educated on the route. You know what I'm saying? We got to get him the arms or whatever means of execution he's going to use.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm probably going to have to either deal with this motherfucker's Uber or get him to where he needs to be. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to have any means of transport.
$1,000, he's got that fixed.
Shit. I'm talking about that carrot. You ain't listening.
But no, I'm saying you give him the $1,000, like.
Yeah, but what's to keep this guy from disappearing? You know what I mean?
For the next grand. This is your system.
I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying. They'll come back for that next grand.
Oh, no, dude.
I don't know either. This is some fantastic shit. What would you do? Let's hear that Onion Network bullshit.
Yeah, so I'd hop on the dark web first and like kind of browse some like hitman sites to see if.
So you go to google.com/darknet, right?
No.
I'm fucking with you.
I'm not even gonna get into like how to access that area of the internet. If you care enough, you'll figure it out. But yeah, I'd probably like look at those sites first.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think if it's so sketch though, because it really is like, all right, give me your encryption key. I dump $5,000. It's not going to be $5,000. It's probably
like a really good thing that we don't understand how these other people think.
Oh yeah. I mean, probably. I mean, here's
like, do they even think about that?
Here's
like, do they even
up.
realize they're going to get caught?
If I got in that world, I would say it would take me maybe 2 weeks to get it sorted. Like, to understand all the system, be like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. I bet I could get good at.
Given your vast gaming history, I believe that to be completely true.
I'm an operations and logistics guy. It's I think just once I learned the industry, I could probably be very good at it. Not the killing part, but at least like setting it up.
Right. The kingpin style shit.
Yeah, but as far as like what it probably costs, like those kind of people in the dark web, I'd guess like probably minimum 20.
Damn.
That dude, that's murder is so much heat. Because like, okay, travel costs. You don't know where this guy's based of. We're on the dark web, so we're talking potentially international flight.
True.
And then once he's in the city, he needs somewhere to stay.
Could be a lady.
Yeah, sure. Once they are in the city, I don't give a shit. Once the dude's in the city, it's you gotta find a place to stay, food stipend, they're not gonna have a car, so they're probably gonna want a rental. I know about ghost guns through documentaries, and those aren't cheap. You know what that is?
What about the 3D printed ones?
They got that locked down pretty tight.
Nuh-uh. That shit's wide open in Texas.
Oh, in Texas it is? Don't they still have to...
Yeah.
Don't they still have to have a what do you call it?
Bruh, I'm telling you...
An identifier on it?
I mean, legally, yeah. But, I mean, if I have the filament and somebody's got the machine and the software, why does it matter?
But okay,
there's going to be ways around it.
In this scenario, still not viable because you can't travel with that internationally. And if you had a 3D, you'd need to buy a fucking 3D printer every time, which just isn't that cost effective.
And you'd have to have days and days of print time.
Yeah. And filament, it would just be too much. So they would need a ghost gun, and they've got to be able to leave. And whatever other tools they might need, I don't know what kidnapping and hitman tools are. But it sounds like close to like $8 or $9 grand for the whole ordeal just on their end. If they're having to travel a lot. Maybe you get lucky, you live in Milwaukee, you hire a hitman, he also lives in Milwaukee. He gives you a discount. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I think that's the route I would go. I've read a lot of stories about people getting busted by the FBI.
Sure.
Or just getting
teachers,
scammed.
Lawyers, doctors, dentists.
Yeah.
People who are of this like, I'm kind of professional and amazingly intelligent, except I'm going to leave a Google review.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't think I know anybody shady enough to do murder for hire. I don't even know a guy that I think would know that guy, or even to a third or fourth degree.
Same.
So yeah, honestly, your route sounds not as bad when I walk through my own paranoia.
Yeah. Right?
Or just you find someone that's like desperate, but I don't even know how to do that.
They have to get it done, right? Yeah. I wouldn't want to even be involved with that clientele, if you will.
Yeah.
But speaking of clientele,
you need to know someone that's like fucking down bad with a fucking Like a sports betting bookie or something.
Damn, somebody connected.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, when you're under that bad in like gambling, those people are fucking insane. You don't fuck with those people.
I don't do the gambles.
Oh, I fucking love it.
I can't stand it, dude. I have there was a short period of time where I did go to casinos and do the slots and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of hang out and people watch and enjoy the road trip or whatever, since it's only a couple hours from here. But I really can't fucking stand it. I can't stand.
Is it the atmosphere or just like the actual act of gambling bothers you?
The act of gambling does bother me for sure. It's not like, oh, how dare you fucking gamble. What I can't stand is going in. Let's say even a modest amount. I'm going to go in with like $100, and I'm going to like win up to like 1,000, and I'm going to go home with nothing.
Yeah.
That feeling right there. It only needed to repeat itself about 4 times before I was like, yeah, I'm fucking done. And I made a pact with my wife. I'm like, look, next time we talk about a road trip and we're going to, talk about the casino, remind me that I said that's a dumb fucking idea and we should never do it again. And she is ride or die. And every time I talk about it, she's like, you remember you said that was a dumb fucking idea and you should never do it again? I'm like, oh, yeah. I remember that feel. Yep, that's right.
I really want to do what I call like a white trash vacation. I want to stay at like a subpar casino.
Bro, you got to go Shreveport. Go one of those boats.
That's honestly like for real where I was looking at.
Somewhere with like down for events or destinations or celebrations, you know what I mean? But it's not like my hobby or pastime.
Yeah, I just wanted somewhere that has like a casino, a golf course, and like a spa.
Right.
Just be that guy for a weekend.
Right.
Maybe rent an RV. No, I'd rather have a suite. Fuck that. That's just me. What? I'm about amenities, dude. Here's okay.
Fair.
Like,
hold on. Before you go in on this,
yeah.
One time you said, I remember vaguely, we were talking about possibly going to Enchanted Rock because I was like, bro, fun. I got all the shit. I was like, I got this big ass tent, but what is it like between camping and I'll do it, or RV and the suite? Like, where are you at on this? I need to understand.
Yeah. So I mean, the white trash vacation dream is that like I wake up in the morning in my suite, take a shower, wear my bathrobe around the suite, maybe eat breakfast by calling room service.
Right on.
And then once I'm ready, I will then get dressed and walk down to the casino. And Fair. Once I'm on the floor, do a couple of hours of some light gambling. And then,
gambling.
Look at that. It's 4 o'clock. My tea time is 4:30. I head down, play 9 holes of golf, come back in, hit the bar, have a few drinks, maybe get a little bit more gambling in, head up to the room. It's been a long day.
Some moderate gambling.
Yeah. And then the fact that I'm on the casino floor, I go to the elevator, I press the button, a few short steps, I'm then greeted by a suite. I'm not talking about some bullshit like, oh, you have a king-size bed. No. If I can see the bed in the same room that I walk in, it is not a suite.
Amen.
That's just a more expensive hotel room. Yeah. I don't want the bed and the TV to be in the same room.
Right. Or like the main bed and the pull-out couch in the same room.
Yeah, not like that. I want that fucking... I have to walk into another room. That's what I'm looking for.
I don't know that you're going to find that shit in Shreveport, my guy.
I'll ask really nice. Put up some dividers for me.
Shit.
But, I mean, the other option is like, okay, I'm done. I gotta walk to the RV grounds now. It's not the same. It's like when you're going to a convention and staying at the hotel the convention's at, versus going to the convention but your hotel room's at a different hotel nearby.
Right. Break this down for me on your outdoorism.
Yeah.
So,
like same scenario, like.
So like camping though, I'm with you. I understand where you're coming from. Sweet for the win, like room at the con for the win, right?
Yeah.
Nicer, better whole experience. I get the light gambling vibe. I'm down with that. But how do you translate that type of comfort that you look for in your destination events into an outdoorsman type situation or camping? So
I don't enjoy camping that much,
like at all.
So man, if there were a way to like if we had a camp, that like that was the day camp, but then at night I could get into a regular bed, I'd be fucking down every time. But
now, when you say regular bed,
yeah, like not outside camping is what I'm saying.
Not outside camping. Dude, that reminds me.
Sleep is the worst part about camping.
Crazy. So there's these weird little structures at some of the state parks in Texas that are metal shelters.
Oh, like those yurts?
No, this is way more simple than that. It's like, I don't know, 20 by 20 room. You can put a picnic table in it, and then the rest of the space is on concrete. There's little slats that open or close, and those are made of like steel or rolled sheet metal. And it's enclosed, but it's also totally out in the fucking wild because right outside that door is nothing.
Well, okay.
You know what I mean?
When I went camping in Montana, we were in grizzly bear territory. And, you know, we've got coolers and stuff, and like we pack everything back up for the most part, but then we move the cooler like away from the camp. And it's like, it's a Yeti cooler, so it's sealed very tightly, and then we put something heavy on top of it so that if anything was trying to get into it, we would hear a loud ass thud.
Yeah.
And like we cooked far away from our camp and everything because we were out there for 3 days.
Right on.
And there's just like annoying things, like I don't sleep well when I'm not at home.
Right on.
And when I say like don't sleep well, like I'm basically up all night. I'll wake up like every half hour just because I'm uncomfortable or something feels weird.
Yeah.
And that's just amplified significantly when you're told, hey, we're staying in the same area as grizzlies, so don't die. Like it's a joke, but it's also not a joke. Like when I'm sleeping with a gun and bear mace. Right. And then there's like the uncomfortable factor where it's just like, even if you have like a really nice sleeping bag with like really nice down in it and everything like that, it's still somewhat uncomfortable to be sleeping on the ground. And then like massive temperature changes. It got fucking freezing at night. And, I hate it. It's probably not that bad in Texas.
Montana.
I was like 9,000 feet in the air where I was camping.
So, I mean, I guess that's all relative, right? Because when we were at the spot in Austin a couple years ago, it started out like 75 degrees in the daytime, and then it dropped down to like 40 that first night that we were there, right? And none of the gear that we had brought, well, some of the gear, because the kids were fine. I was freezing. I was freezing it up the entire night, and I went out the next day and bought like a 30-degree capable sleeping bag from round the way. But yeah, it doesn't take much, really, when you talk about those extreme temperatures, especially when you're in a tent or whatever. Yeah. Like, and the wind's just blowing above and below you. Because I sleep on a cot. You're talking about the bed, right? Mm-hmm. I can't do the sleeping on the ground thing. I can't do just an inflatable mattress. I really love the cots that I have that you just throw them out there, throw a mattress on top, and damn if it isn't almost as good as home.
Yeah, I would say that at night we were probably in, had been 25 to 30 degrees. I was in a 0-degree sleeping bag.
Were you comfy?
I was warm. I wouldn't say comfy.
Okay.
But if I didn't have that on, it was brutal. But then in the daytime, like, it would stay like that until about 8 or 9 a.m. And then when the sun came over the mountains, it would start to warm up. But if a cloud passed in front of it, the temperature would just drop again. It was really frustrating.
Right on.
But I just bought my ticket to go back this year. So can't wait.
So you're in for another round.
Dude, yeah. So, like, My buddy Greg somewhat conned me into like going way higher in altitude than I thought we were.
Yeah.
And it was like a 7-mile hike upwards. And it sucked. But it was one of those things where like, man,
7 miles up?
Yeah, it was awful.
No,
it's
thank
as
you.
awful as it sounds. Because you don't feel like you're gaining any ground like doing switchbacks over and over.
No way.
But I want to get back this year and complain less and do better and do it faster than I did last time. Because I still have the data on my phone. I was wearing my watch that day.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, it was one of those things where you realize, like, okay, like you need to kind of train up to do that comfortably.
Yeah.
Because like Greg and his cousin and his wife were just fucking chilling most of the time. Like, oh yeah, this isn't awful. But Greg also like trudges through the snow in the mountains during winter to hunt.
Right on.
Because he's a madman.
You're saying you wouldn't hunt?
No. I don't think I could like kill an animal myself.
I've had to as
Take
a
that,
papa
people
bear.
who think I'm a sociopath.
All three of us. One time, my daughter's cat found a baby squirrel, bit into the son of a bitch, and it was going to eventually die. But when she brought it and dropped it at the back porch, it was sitting there twitching back and forth. I'm like, God, here we fucking go. So I had to end that little guy to end his suffering.
That sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, damn that cat.
I don't do hunting. I don't do fishing. I don't really do anything like that.
I fucking love fishing. I never catch anything, but I love it.
I like fishing video games.
Yeah, those are fun. they
Me and Bert used to get drunk and play a game, some kind of like a fishing simulator thing.
Right on.
And we, after work, we just sit there, get drunk, and hang out and catch fish.
Got me another in.
It's fucking weird. Weird times.
So Enchanted Rock, what part about that do you like?
Oh, alright. So, like, one of the tight things about Montana is I'd never actually been able to see stars before.
Oh, right on.
Because I'm usually in a dense city.
Yeah.
And all of them have pretty horrid light pollution. And
right.
while we were up there, you could, like, see everything.
Yeah. Did you
like,
see the Milky Way?
Yeah, I could see the Milky Way, yeah.
Nice.
Everything. And it's so much crazier than you could ever imagine in a picture, and you can't capture it well on camera.
That's right. There are people who spend their entire lives at that craft.
Yeah, I would say if you're apprehensive about camping in any way, that is a reason to do it. That alone is enough for me to want to go back, being able to see the stars like that again. And you see like so many shooting stars in one night, like they happen constantly.
Yeah, dude. There's a spot out here in North Texas called Telephone.
Mm-hmm.
And it is in our region, or in my region, the least light polluted area. And there's a little spot called Coffee Mills Lake out there where you can camp and do kind of the same thing. I was fortunate enough to tag along with a buddy on an overlanding trip out in the Ouachita Mountains in Oklahoma, and get to experience I remember camping. My man's doing his thing, taking photography, and we had done a lot of different experimentation with light and this and that. But I remember definitely falling asleep and then waking up and having to piss, right? And I'm waking up and I'm walking out into the, out of the car or the tent. I can't remember which one I stayed in at that time. And looking up and going, holy shit. Because it was just like a giant, like, it was just mind-boggling that there's, yeah, dude. Because the most light I'm accustomed to is like a really vibrant full moon.
Yeah.
But this is literally starlight, and it's not something that people in Dallas or Austin are familiar with.
You cannot see it. Yeah, you can't see it.
Right.
You have to be at. That's why I want to go to Enchanted Rock. I heard a lot of people on Reddit saying when they wanted to take pictures using their telescopes or anything like that.
That's where they go.
That's where they go. Yeah.
We should look into it. I got a lot of kit, man. I got a lot to make it as comfortable as possible.
Yeah, you were telling me about all the stuff you had. I think one of the other cool things about like I don't know anything about Enchanted Rock. I haven't looked anything up.
Right on.
But just like exploring, like going for a long ass hike and then coming back to your camp and like seeing some cool shit along the way is awesome. In Montana, it's so easy because every fucking time you go over another mountain peak, like it's just more beautiful, massive mountains and like, you know, these winding sections of these giant trees. I'd never seen trees that fucking tall before.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
It was really cool. I guess, man, if you've ever played Horizon Zero Dawn, I didn't play that much of it, but it's like it's a cool game, but it was like scenes like that in that game where there's these like meadows and these valleys and just a lot of greenery and streams and stuff. It's like, holy shit, this stuff is real.
Yeah, yeah. All these things they base the scenic, atmospheric stuff on in games or movies, like it exists in the real world somewhere.
Yeah, it's hard to capture that too, and so for them to be able to pull it off in a video game and make it feel normal, is really impressive. But yeah, I'm fucking down to go camping again.
Right on.
Man, the TV, just like, you know how the Google or the Chromecast things just have like generic images that like kind of go by throughout the day?
Yeah.
This one is like Egypt and the pyramids and stuff. And being outside, pyramids, things like that. That's fucking crazy. They're still there.
And that they're still finding more using radar technology.
No shit.
They're like, yeah, dude. They're like, so let's go look over here because records indicate there's at least one or two conquered peoples, and they should have been able to rise to the same level of technology as these other conquered peoples. If we slap this with a radar, will we find pyramids? And then they're like, oh, fuck yeah. Yep, there they are. And like they can... Using that technology, they can kind of get an outlay of what the town may have looked like.
Did the pyramids? Fuck me. Did the pyramids have like a real use?
So for a lot of like Central American and Mexican cultures, the answer there is yes. They're like ceremonial grounds where shit happens up at the top and people down at the bottom are watching.
Okay.
Like almost the reverse of an amphitheater.
Yeah. Man, they got that wrong pretty early, huh?
I don't know about that part, dude. Because when you're doing your performative shit, like taking a heart or sacrificing a virgin, that blood is gonna roll all the way down the damn stairs, all the way down to the people. And it's like it's a very shamanic thing. It is what it is. That's what the cultures were.
I guess I'm just saying it's a bad seat, sitting down at the bottom, staring up top.
I don't know, bro. I'd rather
the Romans, though.
The Romans, though.
The Romans. Probably just better. Anyhow.
Yeah.
Did they, like, hide shit in the pyramids?
I don't know the answer to that one. I assume there's probably some, like, community rooms or some shit.
That's, like, the most big dig legacy thing I've ever heard of in my life. Like,
a pyramid?
Yeah, dude. Like, you create this
What about the Sphinxes?
Yeah, I mean, all that shit, all the Egyptian shit is just wild.
What's your big dick ripstone? Like, you've got your millions. Life's good. You're going out because it's a natural circle of life. What's your ripstone? Not a pyramid? Okay.
I don't know. I wouldn't do a pyramid. Like, I'm trying to think what I could even do in the modern day. Like, land costs a shit ton of money on its own. So, like, to build a big structure to be discovered later is kind of hard. Somebody would probably find it fast because, I mean, just based on my options, I probably got to drive to it or fly to it or whatever. Other people would then, but also have access, so.
Okay.
Pyramids are crazy. It's like, oh, fuck, look at these things, This shit's been here forever. These are old as fuck. What's in it? Don't know. We can't read it. Like, dude, you just created... That's like National Treasure after you're dead. You just created a whole game of National Treasure. You know how badass that is? That most people would see whatever structure I made and be like, hey, what an asshole. This guy thought he was that cool. He just wanted to make a thing of himself. Fuck him.
Lols.
Bulldoze it, sell the land. That's what happened.
So you're saying it's going to be an NFT?
No. I don't think I need anything for people to remember. There's probably so much audio of me saying dumb shit on the internet at this point that...
Super fair, man.
Yeah, there's enough legacy there. My work is on Spotify and YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Hashtag deal with it.
I don't think you gotta deal with it. If you're interested. I think it's funny when people say deal with it sometimes. Because, like, they might be telling someone to deal with it, and, like, that person doesn't even have to.
Oh,
like,
fair.
I'm uploading this to YouTube, deal with it. Like, I'm not going to watch it, so I'm not going to fucking deal with it at all.
Right.
I don't know. That was the biggest shower thought I've had in a while.
Right on.
You have those?
Not as much as I used to.
Dang.
I'm always like responding to different stimuli throughout the house with the kiddos.
Mm.
There's not a lot of that same amount of time to go, huh, what a crazy thought.
That's like a lot of my day.
That's nice. That's super nice. Yeah. And also weird for such a operations and logistics type.
I mean, I just like thinking of funny scenarios.
Oh, yeah? Oh, hey, speaking of which.
What's up?
I've got something for you.
Yeah.
LE, what is it? Low effort, high yield. LEHY, right? Is it, it's not Leahy, because the H comes first, right?
Lahai.
So it's more like lay.
L'chaim?
It's more like lay. Come on, man. Like
a
lay. So I was thinking, what if we
like
kept up
Hawaiian lays?
Right. Like Hawaiian lays, right. So I was thinking, what if instead of, you know what the show's about, we kept that bit going, but it was like, you know what would be a good lay, dude? Or you know what was a good lay?
I'll think about
having the fucking balls to make Matrix 4.
Yeah.
That somebody had a good fucking lay right there.
Yeah. I'm on board with that. You just got to keep reminding me for a minute. Man,
yeah, dude.
Fuck the Matrix.
It'll be easy.
Have we bagged on the Matrix on this show yet?
Not on the show.
Fuck that entire fucking movie. I don't care if you've seen it or not.
Yeah, that fuck that whole movie.
Fucking bad. That's
it's the ultimate in low effort, high yield, man.
That is. Oh man, that is just pissing in the wind. The movie.
The movie. Pulling on Superman's cape. The movie.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
God, I just wish it didn't happen.
I'm okay with it happening. I really am, because I think part of it is like we can finally put to rest all the crazy super nerds that are like, no, there's more going on.
Yeah, and, there's more going on. Yeah.
Yeah, and just be like, nope.
I don't think so. Whatever.
You think there is? You're the punchline, my friend. That's what that whole fucking thing said. Yeah, you think there's something here, but you're the punchline. I wasn't convinced at first when I saw that movie, dude. Yeah, what a fucking lay, right? Somebody had a real good lay right there.
Someone asked me, because I was telling someone not to watch it this weekend, actually.
Oh, yeah?
And they asked if I had seen it. I was like, yeah, I've seen it like 3 times. And they were like, if you've seen it 3 times, why shouldn't I? I said, I did it so you don't have to. I know for sure. I tried to find positive aspects.
Man.
There's not any. I tried real hard.
I'm not going to watch it a second time, I don't think.
Oh, you shouldn't. Take one of my watches. You can have credit. I'll say I watched it twice.
Amen. Yeah, I watched that shit twice. I watched it 1.5 times. I didn't have to.
Yeah.
My other buddy also watched it 1.5 times. We figured it out together. It was fucking bunk. That's how we pulled that off.
He watched the first half on his second.
I watched the second half. Yeah. We just tapped out. We're like, yeah. Tag me in, buddy. That's exactly how that shit plays out.
Yeah, man. Well, what were we on before this?
Pyramids, I don't know, dude. Shit? You were talking about. I was talking about the biggest ripstone. You're like, I don't give a shit. And I was like, okay.
Oh cool. Yeah, I just don't have one. Why would you make something of yourself, like a big Jason statue?
No, not like a big Jason statue. Maybe like a. So there's some things that have caught my attention over the years, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you this one. There's I think the first thing that had me thinking about alternative burial techniques was like a fucking daytime television sell-a-thon thing where people were trying to sell the concept of taking your loved one's ashes, having them mixed into their favorite pigment, having that pigment placed on a china plate, and then that plate would be on a shelf in your house forever. I'm like, this is some weird shit. Yeah, I'm like, that's just some really weird shit. And then there's versions where like, well, we're going to turn you into a giant tree, or we will shoot you into space, or there's a bunch of different versions of that stuff.
Yeah.
So I think maybe the craziest thing I can think of would be finding a way to take my ashes and mix them with like vinyl, so that anybody in like any descendants of mine, if they're going to press anything to vinyl, they could use that and keep like a family legacy seal type of shit on their creative works. That's probably the craziest thing I could come up with.
That's pretty out there.
I know, dude. I'm outside the box 100%, but it's not that hard, dude. You just find there's at least three different vinyl factories in Texas alone. You just go, hey, my old man was hoping we could get some weird ass tie-dye vinyl pressed, and he wants to use this mixed in as a medium instead of glitter or whatever the hell.
I think you're onto something.
That'd be awesome, dude.
With having it put in a pigment. Like, it'd be cool to live on through a painting.
Ooh. A whole painting?
Like, it's just a portrait of myself with my own ashes. Have that done.
Right on. No, dude. Put you in a guitar.
Nah.
Why not?
I don't know.
Sheesh.
I just don't think that's what I'd want.
Right on. It's because you're not a famous mariachi musician like your 6-year-old self will be.
I think I'd go cremation for sure, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's the more logical solution. Everything else is way too expensive.
A scam. Yeah.
Word. Yeah, my father-in-law was a funeral director for like almost 2 decades, and I'm pretty sure he's always told me that shit was a scam.
Yeah, and like buying plots, that's a scam. It's just, how much do you think it ends up being?
Oh, dude. I think minimum you're going to get out the door is probably about $6,000. Moderate amount of money to spend on the shit is going to be about $12,000. And holy shit, amount of money is going to hit $50,000 and up.
I honestly, I knew in my heart you were about to say $50,000.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about those like above ground tomes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. When you were saying like, oh my God. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying.
That would be my guess. I'm sure those numbers aren't exactly dialed in, right? But
yeah. If anything, more expensive.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, man, just fucking cremate me. I think the hard part figuring out is like who wants to like keep that going.
Keep what going?
All right, so you die, you got some ashes.
Oh, I see.
Like someone to your like someone immediate to you is gonna keep them, whether it be, let's say, if it's your kids,
right?
Maybe one of them's gonna hang on to it,
right?
What about after them? Where does it go?
I don't fucking know, dude.
I bet there's a lot of cremation remains in landfills.
Yeah, if not landfills, then have definitely at estate sales and different storage sheds. You're not wrong at all.
So I'm thinking like when you die and cremate yourself, there's almost a part attached to that whole process of you like asking people to inconvenience themselves by hanging on to this.
Now hold on a minute. Some people argue that there are 2 forms of death. The first is your physical form fading from the earth, and the second is your memory fading from the planet, right? And so
what does that mean?
That means, okay, so that
memory
means
fading from the planet.
No one can recall who you are. There are no people left to be able to speak about you. You know what I mean? And then that way you're finally gone.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I think maybe it's not so much about let me inconvenience you with this, but like, hey, you want to be remembered, right? Remember me. Maybe it's that kind of a way.
You know what? This might be the only fucking reason I see an NFT as valuable now.
Boom shakalaka. I called it, folks.
But even then, I don't mean value in terms of any currency. I just mean in sentimental value only. Yeah. Right. That could be cool, like having your
your dude, like a champion hall.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Like, so it's like I'm thinking of a clubhouse. Like, you walk in and like you see the former members.
Yeah.
Or yeah, that kind of thing. But yeah, exactly, that champion hall. That's funny.
That'd be badass. Like, and here are the achievements of your ancestors. And it's easier to do now than ever.
Bro,
right?
Let's just make that. We should probably patent that after this episode.
That motherfucker. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We should. I bet you somebody already has, but if they haven't, let's go.
Yeah, if they haven't, let's do it.
Now we're going to be metaverse entrepreneurs.
Well, we also have to beat whoever's listening to doing this too. So,
man, we're young. We're just started out. No one's listening to this shit.
We just
anybody who is listening to this shit just
because of one good idea.
We could just cut it. You know what? Redacted. Audio redacted. Just have that playing over.
Dude, you know what? Here's what's gonna happen. Because there will be proof that they listen to this.
Right.
They can scrub as much as you want. However you listen to this, that company's not letting go of your records. That's just a fact.
That's right. They got you.
Yeah.
They got you on that Spotify?
I can trace how you stole the idea.
Damn.
That's what we call 4D chess.
Advanced stats.
No, that would be badass, though.
Yeah, I don't think it's a horrible idea at all.
As long as nobody loses the link.
I mean, just save it in a fucking cloud, dude. What link? Save it in the cloud and make it like...
but how do you make sure like each generation keeps getting that?
Link it to Ancestry.com or My23. Are you serious right now? We just broke the fucking idea bank right there.
I don't know. I've never done 23andMe because I don't really give a shit.
Bro.
Or Ancestry.com because I don't give a shit.
So I have a test kit that I haven't used yet, but the reason I have the test kit is because my sister did one of those things and misunderstood some of the results. And it was like, so apparently we're only half siblings. I'm like, the fuck you say? And of course, like, you know, if somebody shows up and they're like, yeah, you're actually half siblings with this person that you didn't realize you were half siblings with. You're going to have your own inclinations of that motherfucker. You know, you're like in your mind, you're like, oh, I know who did that. Like, I can understand how that happened, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I didn't believe it for a second because just family blah, 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 blah. But it led to this whole, like, situation of understanding. Actually, that's how I found out what the white half of me actually is, right? I've always known I was Mexican, and but when this test came along, we found out it was Scottish.
No shit.
Yeah, so I know Mexican judo and fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be great.
That's crazy. Me too.
Oh, damn. That's why we vibe so goddamn hard right there.
Family is fucking crazy. I've never been a person attached to family lineage or culture or any of that shit, so.
Sure.
I'm a human. I live in the now, brother.
I live in the now. Man, I respect it and I want to fight against it so hard, and it is nothing but respect that I have for you that has prevented me from going in on that topic with you over the years.
Oh, dude. I get shit for it all the time.
It's not even about giving shit. I don't know, dude. I just like, don't you understand? You know, the classic bleeding heart liberal thing. But can't you see? But if this happens, then that happens.
I get it.
All that shit. I know. Yeah.
You know, I completely understand why it's important to some people, but it just never has been to me. And I think, man, I could almost guarantee you like 10 grand. I could get those results and be like, neat.
Got it.
I'd be more concerned about how much I spent on doing that.
Shit. You know what's crazy about that is when these tests first started hitting the market and hitting saturation, they were touted as like, you know what would be a great Mother's Day or Father's Day or birthday or Christmas present? A fucking DNA test. And so people were doing these things and going, wait, you're not my mom.
Oh, fuck.
Like you had all kinds of shit happen.
that's dude, that is extremely funny to me.
I fucking knew you were going to say that shit. Holy hell!
I would start laughing so hard if I was in that room.
Man,
like you're trying to do something nice, and you find out your whole life was a lie.
Okay, so the interesting thing about that test result, right? So my sister has her stuff come back, right? And then there's like family popping up all across the state and then all across the country, and you can literally start following this digital family tree backward through time.
Yeah.
And then because now, you're a person in your 40s and you have your own kids, you get to decide when and how and what you were going to share with the world about your particular family tree, and how you're going to make that happen. So if you could find a way, I'll bet you money.
Wait, can you just lie?
Talking about that.
Like, can I make up that I'm married and have kids and stuff?
I don't know.
That'd be funny.
I've never gone that route with it.
You could probably fuck up Ancestry.com pretty hard.
No, because they're verifying with the actual DNA test, right? So you can tag somebody. So that's how that works. So my sister can say, these people are my siblings and these are my nieces and nephews. And until I come through with the test, it just says not verified.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah. Not as cool as you thought, huh?
No. I was thinking it was like a Wikipedia type situation.
Oh, yeah. Just chime in and, this is what's happening.
Log on there. See, I got 2 kids named D's Nuts and something fucking dumb.
Ligma.
Yeah. I think the other thing is too, like, once you do that, I don't want fucking people reaching out to me in general, let alone if they think it's because we're related.
Right. That's a weird conversation, isn't it?
Dude, it'd be so uncomfortable for them. Hey, we're cousins. Don't fucking care.
Didn't ask.
Didn't ask.
Right.
Oh, God.
Quite honestly, the ultimate didn't ask, because like literally this motherfucker's coming out the internet.
Oh, dude, didn't ask me to laugh so hard. That is the funniest response to almost anything. It's such a put down.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me. That's the hardest I've laughed all day.
That's probably a good time to put a pin in this big bad boy, because we're just over an hour now.
Hell yeah. Don't gotta do any more work.
Yep. That's a good lay, bro.
That's a good lay. Fucking hell. Alright, follow us.
Follow us on Spotify, on Anchor FM, on Facebook, on YouTube, Low Effort High Yield. Find us on Twitter at Low High Pod. Is that Twitter?
Nice. Yeah, I think the Twitter's the only one different.
Yeah.
It's not even because we couldn't get it. It's because Twitter has a character limit. And Low Effort High Yield exceeded it.
And there it is.
That's the secret.
You gotta find us on Patreon if you want to see the videos.
Dude, you want premium episodes? We got you some premium episodes, some videos, some weird shit. Hop on there, $5.
Hot and ready, buddy.
Or pirate it. You can, yeah, surely. But if you pirate it and you like it, like, pay for it. You know, don't be a dick.
You should put a ring on it.
Yeah.
You pirate it and you like it, you should put a ring on it.
I used to pirate shit all the time, but I don't anymore. Because it feels better to give that person the money for it.
Yep.
But
probably because you make things yourself.
Yeah, if you're like 13 though and listening to this, which you shouldn't be, because you should be following all parental advisory labels on Spotify.
Mm-hmm. No explicit lyrics for you.
Or 16 or 18 and just fucking broke and you don't have money to do the Patreon, then yeah, listen to it on bootleg YouTube or whatever.
I mean, if you're my kid or any of her friends, just like clean your room and do your homework. You know what I'm saying?
It's so weird you have kids. All right.
A 16-year-old kid. Yep.
Bye.
Bye.